Hi everybody, it's Dave from Dragonstorm, and I'm here today to provide you a deck tech. I posted a video yesterday about a deck which did well in a standard showdown, and which I've been very happy with recently. And I thought I'd bring it to you guys and maybe inspire you to build your own. It's a red-green dinosaur deck. The first thing I need to tell you is that I haven't actually bought a lot of cards, a lot of singles for this deck. I've bought basically two. And they were two Blossoming Defenses that I picked up on Friday last week, or this past weekend, I guess. Most of these cards have been drawn from the pre-releases and the drafts that I've done. I've been very lucky, as you can probably see over here, with some of the cards that I've gotten. In fact, one of my drafts was completely switched after pack 2 pick 1 because of a Carnage Tyrant I got. Hopefully you enjoy the video. I don't know what the value of this is off the top of my head. If I find out, I'll post in the comments, and I'll also post the list on the comments below as well. I start with my 2 drops in the curve, and I just went completely ramp. So I've got 4 Otepec Huntmasters and 4 Drovers of the Mighty. Huntmasters, 1/2 dinosaur spells cost 1 less to cast. I can give my dinosaurs haste, which is very relevant quite often. And then 3 Drovers of the Mighty, 1/1s that become 3/3s if I have a dinosaur, and I can tap them to provide mana of any color to my mana pool. I've got 2 Deathgorge Scavengers and 2 Raging Raptors. Deathgorge Scavenger is a 3/2. Whenever Deathgorge Scavenger enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile a target card from a graveyard. If a creature card is exiled this way, you gain 2 life. If a non-creature card is exiled this way, Deathgorge Scavenger gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Raging Raptors are a 2/3 set of dinosaurs. Enrage trigger, whenever Raging Raptors is dealt damage, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library. So again, pseudo rampers there for me. My 4 drops, I am, again, super lucky to have 3 Ripjaw Raptors. These are 4/5s for the cost of 4, and with the enrage trigger is whenever Ripjaw Raptor is dealt damage, draw a card. I also discovered that I had a Samut the Tested, and being also red-green, her +1 is super relevant. I basically give a creature double strikes on the turn, which actually won me around with my Carnage Tyrant on Saturday. The -2 is neat, but not exciting. The -7 I've never actually used yet, but oh gosh, I could just dream of just putting 2 Carnage Tyrants in the battlefield, just like that. That'd be awesome. So we'll see how that goes. It's again foil. I got this in a pack, and I was super stoked to do so. I actually may have a video on this channel where I pulled this. I think. I can double check that. I have 3 Regisaur Alphas, which are rares, 4/4s. Other dinosaurs I control have haste. And when Regisaur Alpha enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 green dinosaur token with trample. So those guys are super playable and super performers for me. I have 2 charging Monstrosaurs. I would love to have more of these, but I have found these harder to come by than even my Carnage Tyrants here. 5/5 for 5 cost, trample and haste. Just super good. Rare uncommons. They're great. Actually, I did lie to you. I did purchase one of these as well from a store. So there were 3 cards, in fact, not just the 2 that were purchased. And 1 Raging Swordtooth. I do have several in Rage, but I've actually found it work against me a couple of times too. It put me in uncomfortable blocking situations, or situations which have backfired on me. So I've got 1 of these Raging Swordtooths, which have trample, 5/5 for 5 cost. When Raging Swordtooth enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each other creature. I do have 1 extra one in a sideboard, however, just in case I play vampires or token decks in general. So I got 2 blossoming defenses, as I mentioned, and here is like the real payoff. I've got 3 of these beautiful implacable death lizards, the Carnage Tyrant, and I call them that because the flavor text is absolutely amazing. I have to read this to you. I'm sorry if it bothers you or bugs you, but Sun Empire commanders are well versed in advanced martial strategy. Still, the correct maneuver is usually to deploy the giant implacable death lizard. Love it, love it, love it. And they're just like disgusting. 6 cost, 7/6 creature, can't be countered, trample, hexproof, just deadly, deadly. To that end, I have 2 Ambuscades and 4 Savage Stomps. Ambuscade, you would think would be less effective, that's why I only have 2, but I have found this very handy on several occasions. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 to end the turn, and it deals damage equal to its power. So it's not a fight effect, it's just a damage effect, which is phenomenal. And Savage Stomp is better in most situations, especially in a dinosaur deck, granted, but the Ambuscade has come in handy. This costs 2 to cast, but targets a dinosaur, so it's 1 forest in most cases for me. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, then that creature fights target creature you don't control. So it's very good. Love the non-creature spells and some of the interactions there. If you have any suggestions for my deck, I would love to hear them as well. To round out my non-creature spells, I do have 4 Abrades. I find that my particular meta at my LGS or local game store is such that there are lots of artifact decks right now. So I've got those. The lands, I don't have a lot of non-basic lands. I basically just have 2 sheltered thickets, which are the cycle lands from Amonkhet. And I've got 1 Unclaimed Territory, which I choose creature type Dinosaur for. And 1, I want to get more of these, but 1 Rootbound Crag, which is a phenomenal card. And just the rest are basic mountains and forest. So I've got a total of 24 lands. My sideboard essentially is just a bunch of extra damage spells if I play against any red decks, and there are quite a few. So I've got some Chandra's Defeats, a Deem Worthy, and a Puncturing Blow for any big threats that I need to keep away from graveyards, where my Deathgorge Scavengers are not enough. For some extra, very specific hate, in this case artifacts, I've got Dissenter's Deliverance, 2 of those, and 2 Appetites for the Unnatural. And I've got 2 Crushing Canopies for when enchantments or flyers get at me, because flyers are a bit of a problem in this deck at times. And there's the extra Swordtooth for those token deck situations. And I really like Snapping Sailback, but I just find that I too often don't play him, or having the 5 mana up just isn't likely to occur. I need to get my creatures down pretty fast. Longer games I don't do well in, because once they've got enough blockers to deal with Carnage Tyrant, he often just creates a board stall. So I find that my best games are the games that I win very quickly. And I love the fact that I've done well enough with this deck in Standard Friday Magic to get a number of these beautiful dinosaur tokens. And I only just noticed this recently. If it will hopefully focus maybe for me, there's a little vampire there being stepped on by this big trampled dinosaur. I only just noticed that like this past weekend. That's awesome. So yeah, this is my wonderful little stompy red-green powerhouse. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any, like I said, suggestions, please let me know. I'd love to hear your ideas in the comments. And yeah, have a fantastic day.